Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Look, man, freestyle boxing talk. Talk about a few different things and then I'm off to go, do my run. Listen, Terrence Crawford, let's talk about him real quick. Terrence Crawford's not returning, man, to fight the first quarter of 2026 as we anticipated. Terrence Crawford has become a promoter. He's putting on an event back home in Omaha. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I think that's outstanding that Crawford is now transitioning to a retirement mindset, putting things in place to make sure after boxing, he has something to keep him busy. Remember, words matter. I didn't say do something to make money, because Crawford, he doesn't need that. But it's something he's doing that'll keep him busy. You know, he got his kids and got his family and he got his other things that he has going on. But it's something that he's trying to do. It looks to take care of people out there in Omaha and athletes in Omaha, boxers in Omaha. And all of that's fine. But you tell me, how can anyone here be confident that Terrence Crawford not returning to fight, instead to promote a fight, to promote fighters, and wait until the end of the year to fight what could be Janabek Alimkhanuly? You tell me how you have any confidence that Crawford's going to win that fight. Now let me break this down. Janabek Alimkhanuly is fighting in December. 160-pound champion. He has 2 titles. He's going to be fighting Erislandy Lara. Depending on who wins, we'll have all 3 belts. We believe Janabek Alimkhanuly wins that fight. Lara can fight. Lara's got speed. Lara's got reach. Lara's got experience. But Lara doesn't have what he needs the most. He doesn't have his legs. That's been what saved his ass since he's turned pro. Outstanding boxing fighter, man. Those legs got him in to get his offense, delivered. It was able to get him out before his opponents could react. And then have him utilize the entire, all the real estate inside that boxing ring. The entire ring. He covered that whole canvas. All 4 corners inside that ring. Lara would utilize the whole thing and outbox, humiliate, and then go on to knock his opponents out, because he's no kidding, a boxer puncher. Cool would go into decision, but he could knock you out. He's not the same. He's a sitting duck. He can fight. He's got power. He's got reach. But with Janabek Alimkhanuly, you got to kill him. Now, we knew that fight was happening. But what it looked like Crawford and Adamus were going to fight the first quarter, which many people felt, that's a tough fight. I don't care what you say. That's a tough fight for anybody. Adamus gets busy. But we said, okay, Crawford should get by him. And then maybe third quarter, last quarter of the year, you see Crawford and Janabek fight for undisputed. You know, just under the assumption Crawford would have beat Adamus, picked up the WBC bout, and Janabek would be sitting there with the IBF, WBO, and WBA. But Janabek came out and he said, don't worry about it, Crawford. I'll take care of business. I'm going to beat Lara, and I'm going to beat Adamus, then you and I fight. That seemed odd to me until Crawford came out and, the announcement was made. Now, I read it in an article, so I'm not going to say, I didn't see Crawford say this, but in the article it said Crawford's not returning the first quarter of next year. He's focusing on putting on a promotion in association with Riyadh season. I don't know the specifics of that business relationship between Crawford and Riyadh season, but you would think that Crawford will return. And maybe Crawford is still going to fight. Maybe I just read that and made an assumption that, but no, it said he's not going to return to fight. So I guess more to come on that, but let's just assume that Crawford is not fighting. He's just doing the promoting. I don't care what anyone says. I know Crawford is a guy who takes a year off. But let me just make this clear. Janovic Alam-Kanuli, Carlos Adames, in my opinion, because I don't think Lara wins, right? But those two, those are more difficult fights than Canelo. All right? So someone out there who, if you had a confidence that Crawford is going to somehow get in there at 160, fighting, no kidding, real threats. With Crawford, to me, I understand him being the favorite because Crawford's been nothing but perfect his whole career. But this, like for all y'all Crawford fans and maybe the casual who don't know much about Adames and Alam-Kanuli, those guys get busy. And Crawford already went up to 168. He's going to be stripping off 8 pounds of muscle. And he's doing his promoting shit. Let me tell you why I think Crawford is in a perilous situation. Oscar De La Hoya fought Felix Sturm. De La Hoya was just getting his promotion shit going. He was so busy being a promoter and trying to be a goddamn singer. He won something at the Latin Grammys. He was out there, bailamos, baila, baila, baila. All that shit going on. Got his ass sitting there, looked soft, didn't seem focused, got his ass beat from pillar to post. He got the win because the secret society's in full effect. All right, so that's the promotion bullshit that took away from De La Hoya's ability to focus on the fight. And he knows he lost that fight, but secret society gave him the win. Crawford is now focusing on promoting. Got to draw a correlation there. Roy Jones, in his prime, nobody's beating him. Roy Jones is one of them guys should have retired undefeated. Absolute badass. Went up in weight, stripped muscle off, came back down, wasn't the same. Crawford, same thing. Okay, difference is Crawford's not doing it in a short period of time. Crawford has time to get that weight off and make sure that he's still going to be powerful, be explosive, have the speed. He's still going to have everything at 160 that he had at 168. But still, you can't help but sit back and say, yo, he's taking muscle off. Most people who go up in weight, they don't come back down. So now you got the promoting stuff Crawford's doing and the fact that he's stripping muscle off. Then you have the inactivity. Okay? We understand Crawford's special. We understand his team is on point. We understand he has this environment and brilliant people who are all coexisting in this environment, in this little ecosystem, the Crawford ecosystem, man, who all play a pivotal role to make sure come fight night, Crawford peaks in that ring and he's able to do the business and deliver. But when you got inactivity, focusing on promotion, stripping muscle off, I got to say, in the most respectful way, hey, yo, Crawford, hold your horses and don't take it to the stupid. This man, who is he supposed to be? Crawford's supposed to be Mayweather? Get out of here with that. Mick Nicholas? I know we got some Crawford fans in here. Y'all know I don't give a shit about who wins or loses. I like talking boxing. I ain't buying into that shit. I'm telling you right now, Crawford gonna lose. There it goes, I said it. You want to unsubscribe? Get out of here. You enjoy the conversation? Become a member to the channel. Man, taking off muscle, promoting, and inactivity. And y'all think he gonna get in the ring and beat either Adames or Alam-Kanuli, whoever ends up becoming undisputed at 160? Crawford just gonna swoop in there, man, get the 4-for-1 deal and swoop up out of there? Hey, yo, hold your horses and let's not take it to the stupid. I ain't buying that shit. I don't know what Crawford thinking about. Matter of fact, I'd like for Crawford to just go ahead and retire. Don't do it to yourself. Hang around too long. Plus, Crawford, what, he about 39, 40 years old next year? He about to be a pop-pop. Pop-pop can't be out here being inactive. And Victor Conte gone, but you know the snack program is still in full EFFECT. So Crawford's routine is going to be the same as always. I just think, you keep kicking this can down the road. Eventually, you know what I'm saying? You're going to start to bruise your foot. You're not going to be able to keep doing that. And I think that's the point Crawford is reaching in his career. That Canelo fight, Crawford said he knew he was going to win. Crawford knew, but I'm telling you, Janovic, Canuli, and Adamus, those aren't fights Crawford can't go in there with the utmost confidence. He's going to go in there knowing this is a real fight. He knows it. We know it. True boxing fans. Now, the Crawford fans, they don't want to hear nothing. So all I'm saying is it doesn't make sense, all right? Now, that being said, Lubin and Ortiz are fighting today. Let me tell you something. For Ortiz, this is Ortiz's, I think his biggest threat. What's his name? Mean Machine was that is a bad boy. He gave Virgil Ortiz all he could handle. I think Mean Machine, if we're talking about prime for prime, I think Mean Machine better than all these dudes. But Mean Machine and Virgil Ortiz, that was a good fight. I know he beat him. I just like Mean Machine. I ain't gonna lie. He gets busy. But right now, most people are saying this is Virgil Ortiz's biggest threat. And I'm telling you, I think Lubin should win. Y'all see how Lubin's built? Y'all paying attention to this? Lubin out here, I ain't used to seeing him look like that. I think Lubin will shock the world. And he got to knock Ortiz out. If he doesn't knock him out, the judges are going to make sure to give Ortiz the win. And if he does knock him out, they need to get him up out of there because, you're going to hear Viva Mexico Cabrones. And they're going to try to kill his ass. You know what I mean? He's in Texas. They be wilding out down there. So good luck to Erickson Lubin. I think this is his opportunity, I really do. That being said, you got this other fight that's brewing. Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. Let me tell you, I watched so much boxing, I had a dream about that fight. Isn't that crazy? I had a dream that Brian Norman Jr. was throwing slow shots and Devin was just binging him. And then in the 7th round, Devin, he got so comfortable because he was having so much success. He stayed in front of Brian Norman Jr. and Brian Norman Jr., those same slow punches. Now, this is the dream. I swear to God I had this dream. Brian Norman Jr. was throwing a slow left hook. And it was like slow like this. Like that. And Devin's dad is shouting, Dev, get out the way of the shot. God damn it. You can see that the shot's coming. It's a slow punch. It's a slow punch, Devin. God damn it, I can see it. It's coming, it's right there. Get out the way. And Devin, the punch is coming in slow motion, like this in the dream. And Devin is just bing, 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 bing. The goddamn punch hits Devin on the jaw. Devin gets short-circuited. Beijing Bill jumps in the ring and starts flipping out. Devin's knocked out cold. They go to interview Brian Norman Jr. and he's talking slow, just as slow as a punch. And they're like, so, Brian Norman Jr., you shocked the world. Many people didn't believe you could beat Devin, was more accomplished. You got the experience and IQ, but you just shocked the world. You just proved to everyone that you belong at 147. And Brian Norman Jr. was like, yeah, man. Y'all didn't want to believe me, but now you see. I got the power. Said I was slow. Said I didn't have IQ. And then all of a sudden I fucking woke up out this goddamn dream. I swear to God I had that dream, man. And I was like, God damn, boy, did I miss the fight? That shit happened already? Hell, I'm dreaming about somebody getting knocked out. I'm like, I need to go back and goddamn work and shit. Start doing project management and get back into engineering and shit like that. Leave this fucking YouTube shit alone. I'm dreaming about somebody throwing a fucking 1 mile per hour punch that lands and knocks out the guy who's throwing punches at 100 miles an hour and knocks him out cold. But anyway, man, I got Brian Norman Jr. winning that fight. I think Brian Norman Jr. is special. I think he's got some power. I think he's got speed. I think he has IQ. And I think he's being underestimated, like I said in other videos. I think he's going to shock the world. But I do think Devin is going to be firing on all cylinders. The first 4 rounds, Devin is going to be primed up, man. He's going to be fast. He's going to be moving. He's going to be looking Mayweather-esque. But I just think as soon as he feels Brian Norman Jr. power, he feels that power, Brian Norman Jr. put the hand of God on him, Devin's going to unravel. I think so. I think he's going to do exactly what he did in the Ramirez fight and start running and moving around a lot. And I just think that's going to backfire on Devin. That being said, good luck to Devin. Good luck to Brian Norman Jr. But it's a fight Devin can win. I just got Brian Norman Jr. winning. Now moving on. Otto Wallen is a heavyweight. Otto Wallen just returned and got him a win, dominated an opponent out there in the middle of somewhere. Anyway, Otto Wallen's back, beat his ass. He's training with Ronnie Shields now. That's going to make a big difference for Otto Wallen because now he's out there with, an American trainer. And I'm not saying American trainers are better, but Ronnie Shields definitely has a proven track record on making fighters much better and developing champions. So that may be what the slick heavyweight southpaw Otto Wallen needed, was just a new trainer, new environment, and maybe he can get back to his winning ways. So a new chance in boxing. So let's see what happens. Matter of fact, Otto Wallen and Vianello, the Italian, that would be a good fight. So it is what it is. Then Anthony Joshua, possibly in contention to fight in Ghana on December 20th. So Anthony Joshua is back and getting busy. May fight in Ghana. Who knows what's going to happen. But I tell you what, Eddie Hearn is carefully managing Anthony Joshua, his fights, his career. Because Anthony Joshua, although he's had some losses, he's at the end of his career. He's still the flagship fighter. So Eddie Hearn is trying to make sure that he doesn't make any missteps with AJ, which you can understand. So it is what it is. Now, Claressa Shields. Listen. Nobody really understands Claressa Shields' situation. Now, there are some people out there who they're going to support Claressa Shields no matter what. For me, y'all know I don't have favorite fighters. I don't care. They win, they lose, I don't care. I just like boxing. I watch it. And, it is what it is. Now, with Claressa Shields, she's talking about fighting Michaela Mayer. Okay. I got to, I'm trying to figure out, is Claressa Shields going to stay at heavyweight? Michaela Mayer fought at 154. Is she going to try to have Michaela Mayer come all the way up from 154 all the way up to 175? Put on some chapstick. That's what I want to know. Because I don't think Michaela Mayer would do that. To see somebody go from 154 up to 175 plus, I just can't see Mayer doing that. But for Claressa to go from where she's at down to 154, I can see her doing that. But at the same time, just looking at her, it's a lot of weight to take off, And remember, there's no fat shaming here, so if you want to talk that, you can get off this channel. They're athletes, so I'm going to talk about everything about the ladies the way we talk about the men. With Claressa Shields, she got to get some weight off. So here we go again. If she were to fight Michaela Mayer, because I saw an article that said Claressa Shields could be fighting Michaela Mayer next. So you don't know what's going to happen. You just see so much shit on the internet. But let's say she was deciding to fight her next. And she's supposed to return the first quarter of next year. November, December, January, February, March. That's 4 months. You got the holidays. She gonna eat some goddamn bird in November and December. She gonna have some cranberry sauce packed up in her ass. You know what I mean? Like we all will. So January, February, March. So that means she doesn't start training now. Have a couple cheat days, Thanksgiving, Christmas. But at least by then she'll probably drop 25 pounds. And then next year just stay in the gym and she can start off the year fresh, really working on refining her skills. Because she would be really, probably 10, 15 pounds away from being on weight, which is perfect. How effective could Claressa Shields be with stripping off however much weight she would have to get down to 154, especially if that's her next fight? You know, it just doesn't make sense. Now, remember, I know there was talk about defending her heavyweight title, but fighting Mikaela Mayer and her were teammates, both Olympians. This is the shit that has us so confused, because you got Dimitri Salita out here. He doesn't look comfortable at all about anything with Claressa Shields. You know what I mean? He looks uneasy. Something seems off there. And of course, I ain't talking about the 8 million, 16 million, the count the green. I'm not talking about that. I'm just going off the energy. People look lost over there. Dimitri Salita, they got to do something. If Claressa Shields is really getting a $3 million signing bonus that she doesn't have to repay, somebody out here is like, yo, okay, we got to make this back. We need to get a return on something. So $3 million signing bonus in the fight, Mikaela Mayer, teammate, Olympian, champion, at 154. Claressa looking at her with those belts saying, how those belts look familiar. Yeah, I've been there. I did that. She ain't the first to do it. Pat, who's Pat? Tell him, Pat. That's exactly what's going on there. But is there any money in that fight? If Claressa Shields is fighting in Detroit, let's say she can get 20,000 people up in there. You know, as far as the tickets and everything else, they really had to do something clever with ticket pricing and probably, you know, the concession stands and to do music. They probably have some shows there. I don't know what they're going to do. They got to really start making Claressa's fights back in Michigan. They got to make them into events to where they can see about charging the big ticket prices to where they can make some good money. But that's for them to worry about. But for me sitting here looking at it, it just seems like they're all over the place. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out really the opponents that she needs to face in order for them. If everything in what she's saying is what it is, in order for them to make back the money. Now, pay-per-view. They didn't say anything about pay-per-view. They didn't say much about anything. If anything, they all looked confused. Everyone looked like they didn't know what the deal was. Everyone like they were just, hot winging it, shooting from the hip. Nobody really came out and said anything. Who does a goddamn press conference to announce a deal they signed? They're not showing it being signed. They're not giving you any specifics. They're just kind of rambling on about this is historic, this is monumental. She the one who was up there wanting to talk the money. Nobody else was really saying anything. And then when she was there trying to articulate it, she was all over herself. It's like when Floyd Mayweather come in here trying to tell you about all his business ventures. And we got the buildings, and, because I surrounded myself with smart people. So Floyd, what exactly are you guys doing with this building and this business? Oh, we got a business, and hold on. Look, I got Hans here. Hans, come on in here, Hans. Hold on, let me just talk to him. Hans, see me. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. I'm out here sounding stupid. I need you to come in here and tell the people something. Okay, yeah, Hans. And he brings somebody else who can talk and articulate because Floyd don't know what the fuck going on. He may get excuse me, I got a cold too, right? He get a brief overview of what they're doing, but he can't get down in the weeds on the shit. And that's what it sounds like with Claressa Shields. It sounds like she just kind of got a brief overview, but she can't get down in the weeds. So you know what? If you can't get down in the weeds, you know what? You shouldn't talk about it. I sat through thousands of briefings in my career. Thousands. You learn that shit early, boy. If you don't know, say you don't know, and you know what? You shut the fuck up. Can't be in a meeting trying to brief some shit where you just got a bit of an overview about it. Because once you throw that out there, person who's chairing that meeting, they're gonna key in on you. Oh yeah, well, what about this, this, and that? Because they're gonna think you're the subject matter expert. And they're going to start asking you shit and you can't answer. Then you're going to lose your credibility. And that's what happened with Claressa Shields. She's lost her credibility. She's basically come into a meeting, started talking about something that sparked an interest. The person who's chairing the meeting says, okay, tell us more. And she can't. And they're like, so why'd you start talking about it? Oh, because okay, but you don't know. I don't know. I had to go, okay, well, shut up. Matter of fact, leave the meeting now. Go get the answers and come back. Or sneeze again. Leave the meeting now. Don't come back. Who's a supervisor? Okay, you're the supervisor? Get out of here with her. Y'all go get the answers and send me an email. And then I'll let you know y'all come up to my office and you brief me there. That's the world I come from. So I learned as a young guy, man, let me just get in here and shut up. Talk what I know and make sure I give all the answers, all the specifics. So much information where they say, kid, got it. Where they know when you come in and you talk, they don't even question it because they're like, this person, they just... Because I used to come into meetings loaded. I'd be loaded, waiting for you to ask me some shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's, okay, well, you talked about this here, because, I come from that project management background with aerospace vehicles, you know what I'm saying? Talking about aircraft so-and-so here, you talked about the scheduled maintenance, and so what are we looking at with this? Is he going to ground the aircraft? Do we have an overfly? Do we have this? You know what I mean? When's the last time we did it? Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. An aircraft so-and-so, so I start talking, they be like, all right, got it. Never ask him anything again. He's got his answers. So they start to trust you. With Claressa Shields, she ain't doing that. And then for Demetrius Salita to say, hey, I think deep down, they still want that Laila Ali fight. He coming out here now talking about, well, when it comes to Laila Ali, hey, if we're gonna make the fight, let's make the fight. If not, both women should stop talking back and forth. Both women should this. Yo, I mean that's you know what Demetrius Salita did there? That's like me when I was in my work section, and I got 20-something people who I'm responsible for, but you got one person, man, who's disrupting the environment, one person who's bringing down morale, but you don't want to single them out. So instead, you address everyone. Hey, this needs to stop, this needs to stop, this needs to stop. And everyone in there knows who you're talking about. But you don't want to single them out, so you address the entire section. But that person know you throwing shots at their ass, but it's called CYA, cover your ass. You don't want no one to come out here talking about a toxic climate, toxic environment. You are bullying them, you singling them out, you harassing them. So you got to address things a kind of way. With Demetrius Salita, when he was talking about Laila Ali and Claressa both need to just leave it alone, I took that as that was him throwing a shot at Claressa, saying, yo, Lee, just please stop. Don't say nothing else to Laila. You've lost. And you're hurting my business. Because let me tell you something. If he's going to continue working with Claressa, he wants her to be vocal, but he knows, don't mess with the Ali last name. So you just sit back and watch. Demetrius Salita may come in there when they take off that little Yamaha comic or whatever the name of it that the Jewish people wear. I don't want to disrespect anyone's religion, but he'll take off that little head covering, put on a little Yankee fitted, and come in there talking about, yo, you MFers, knock the BS off. Because I'm telling you, he can't afford to have Claressa Shields mess up his business, especially if he's the one who's supposed to pay her, especially if these multiples of millions. Claressa Shields without to sound like Ray J. We got 10 something Rolls Royces. We got 10 this. We got a pool inside the swimming pool. And remember that rant he went on? Claressa Shields, I got 5 cars, 4 houses. I got a swimming pool inside the swimming pool. I got a pet giraffe. Claressa Shields out to sound like Ray J and shit. So the bottom line is, for her going forward, we just gotta wait and see. But I will say this, right? I went out there last night. My son went to this regional audition. He plays a French horn, right? So we went to the regional audition. That shit was like 3.5 hours, and I was going crazy. I can't sit around like that. So anyway, while I'm in there, I'm chilling with my youngest, and I said, "Man, I got this phone on me. You know, I don't like to mess with my phone when I'm with my kids. You know, I focus on them." But my youngest was playing his Switch, and he had his iPad, and he chilling. My other one over there doing his thing with a French horn. He was gone in the room. So I'm just there. And so I took out my phone and I said, let me go to Claressa Shields' YouTube page and see what people are talking about on her videos, where they said all the comments are basically very positive. So I went out there and I looked, and I was like, yo, I've never gone to any video and see nothing but positive comments. Talking about, God will bless you. You're the chosen one. You got this, girl. You're the greatest. You're the this. Yeah, I'm like, whoa. That isn't natural. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't look natural. Not out here in these YouTube streets. Not with these trolls out here. Not with the McNicholases running around. That ain't how no YouTube, that ain't how no comment section is supposed to look. Even you go to some cartoon shit for little kids, there's always some little bastard out there talking about, fuck Scooby-Doo. They don't want to hear that. Bugsnax is for suckers. You know what I'm saying? Even on kids' channels, people post wicked shit. So you gonna come out here and tell me with Claressa Shields, she getting nothing but love? They got a bunch of heavy D's running around here. I got nothing but love for you, baby. Got nothing but love for you, girl. Get out of here. Then I saw a couple little videos and it's talking about God and how she wanted this and that and smiling and blinking. You know, she blinking all the thing. I'm like, what the hell going on here? All I'm going to say is this, man. I believe in building champions, not breaking them down. You know what I'm saying? Nobody out here trying to break Claressa Shields down, but at the same time, you gotta have a conversation. I've never seen any fighter ever with a YouTube page that has nothing but positive comments. I'm like, something going on with this YouTube page of hers. You know what I'm saying? And then, in one instance, you hear, and you Al Capone gangster going all the way. You NWA. Gangster. It's not what they yelling. It's not about a salary. It's all about reality. Built like a tank, yet hard to hit. Papoose and GWAT co-running shit. Well, yeah, I'm the one they're talking about. Try to roll the dice and just crapped out. Jumped in the 6'4" with the diamond in the back. Sunroof top. Dipping the scene with the gangster league. Get out of here with that bullshit, man. Ain't nobody pays like that. I consider myself a nice guy. And I get people in there saying little shit about me, you know. So it just doesn't make sense. And I understand why. I understand why the ladies ain't holding back. You know, I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I just say I understand. I can understand and not agree. I understand. Because boy, the ladies, they ain't playing. And also the men now. So this is the thing. Claressa Shields got the ladies looking at her like, No, we ain't giving you a pass. You got the men now starting to look and say, okay, hold on now. What are you doing? And then you got casual fans who are looking at her saying, you out here cussing people out, talking about punching people in the mouth. Now you talking about Jesus? Now you talking about the spirit? You talking about I'm delivered? You speaking in tongues now? You catching the Holy Ghost now? Just for that moment in time? So for me, I really hope that Claressa Shields could turn things around. I really do. I hope Claressa Shields, in 90 days from now, prove to be what she's saying. She's basically a new woman. This is the renaissance of Claressa Shields, the rebirth. I'm happy. I got everything I want. The money, the this. I got my man. I got the team. I'm ready to rock out now. Well, good. 90 days from now, I'll do a reassessment. I'll do a follow-up. And we're going to see. 180 days from now, we're going to do a follow-up. And we're going to see. 6-month point, we're going to do a follow-up. And we're going to see. Six months, 180 days. Then you got a 1 year mark. I'm just going to be sitting here trying to see what the hell is going on with Claressa Shields, man. I really hope things work out for her. I ain't lying. But just the way things look, it looks forced. It looks rehearsed. It looks orchestrated. Nothing looks genuine. What got me is she gave Muhammad Ali a shout out. And I just want to give Muhammad Ali his flowers for making me believe that I can be the greatest of all time, too. Let me tell you something, man. I was raised a kind of way, right? With something positive, something positive. So, when I hear her say those things, I want to be like, I want to get behind it. But when I look at the timing of all this, I'm like, man, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Especially look at where you came from and what you were doing and what you're still doing. It just really looks like they huddled up and said, yo, when we make this announcement, we need you to do this, to say this. We need the YouTube page to be like this. We need to try to focus on your image. We need to try to make you more marketable. We need to try to bait sponsorships and different endorsement deals and brands. We need to find a way to bait people to come in here and get money behind us. These are the things we need to do. But it looks like amateur hour at the Apollo. People are not slow. People are not stupid. You can't just come out here, man, and try some shoot from the hip bullshit, man, and think all of us are just going to sit here and be like, oh, okay, yeah. We're here. All is forgiven. All is forgotten. We're here. Arms extended out, ready to embrace you. Nah, we ain't doing that. Nobody doing that. That's like Adrian Broner, man. Yeah, I'm back. I got another 5 years. Nobody want to hear nothing from his ass, man. You've done too much bullshit. And it starts to stink. People ain't trying to embrace him. They like him. I like him because he's real. He's himself. But at the same time, I have no hope for him. He's got some shit he's got to work through. You know what I'm saying? I have no hope for Adrian Broner. All that talent. That's one person. That's one fighter who, no kidding, by right now, he should have been a billionaire. He had it, man. Personality. You know, could fight. Had charisma. Real likable, fun guy. But he had some bad ways, toxic ways, dangerous ways. He was his own worst enemy. That man could have made gazillions from rap and gazillions from boxing. But he didn't know how to strike the right balance. He was so caught up in the money, the alcohol, getting boom and shit. Let me tell you, women being born every day. Get your money. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I believe if you single and shit, enjoy yourself. You're single male, single female, enjoy yourself. I'm 100% for that. When you got an opportunity where you could have made $1 billion doing what you love, why would you fuck that over? So for Claressa Shields, we'll see. We'll see what she does going forward. But for everyone out here saying that it ain't gonna work out for her, we don't know that, man. But what I will tell you, it look like it's amateur hour at the fucking Apollo. Just the people she got around her and the things they're doing. They think they know what they're doing. They think they're smarter than what they really are. I'm not saying they can't learn on the job, but I think there's going to be an expense financially, emotionally. psychologically. You know what I'm saying? I think there are going to be some expenses, some must-pay bills as a result of having a bunch of inexperienced people trying to get behind her and have this kind of hybrid music, boxing career. I don't know what's going on. That's why Demetrius Salita, he just seemed to be there kind of like, all right, fuck it, let's see if this works out. Y'all doing the funding. It's almost like Win Records is the Turkey out of sheep. And, you know, Demetrius Salita is the Frank Warren, the Eddie Hearn. He's just a promoter. He going to benefit somehow. And he's not the one who has to put the money up and take the financial risk. Or at least he's got somebody else to come in who can take on half of the risk with him. So where if something doesn't work out, at least his blow is lightened a little bit. I'm just saying that something doesn't make sense, but I guess we'll sit here, man, and just kind of root for him. That being said, man, I'm about to go jogging now. I'll come back and do a live, open up the phone lines, and let the ladies speak their 2 cents on this. It's the weekend, so I'll probably go live 4 times and try to get 200-300 people on the live, man, and just y'all call in and talk your talk, because people have an opinion, and I want to get people who are supporting Claressa Shields too. I want to hear from them. I don't just want everybody out here bashing her. Nah, let's hear the people who are like, yo, she's doing something positive. Let's try to get behind it. The whole thing with her and Peppo, pap. Let's see if that works out, you know. But for me, I'm telling you, I got 90 days, I got a 6-month point, I got 1 year, I got 2 years from now. Like I'm gonna measure it. Let's see. And so anyway, y'all keep cool. Freestyle boxing talk. About to go freestyle boxing, jog my ass about an hour. Then take my sons fishing in the breeze.